Welcome to City Point 592 podcast. No pads, no filters, just straight cricket gaff. Welcome to City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Episode 2. We back.
live and direct
Yeah. Live and direct from the Ashki Pashki Adiki,
from the
brother.
Tilaka party. Live, as you can see, we are representing the best team in the Tilaka party. Yes.
So, welcome, viewers. Welcome, hosts. Yes. Orena Michelangelo. Nice
Easy
to have you on
watching
the
you
show.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Good to be here.
Big up, Viraj.
Hail up.
Yeah, boy.
Aye. Greetings,
Yeah,
everyone.
so,
Yo,
I guess
me and
everybody
boy
know
I
everybody.
gotta tell you right now, me and boy can't get along in this episode unless he take out the jersey there, buddy.
Bye. This jersey got no problem behind it. I know that this jersey is what people hot. What is all right?
So take out your camera, buddy. We can't do this episode. I'm sorry, guys.
So, we're canceling the episode by default.
By default, this can't go on. I
It's
can't stand for
my
this.
fault that he know for support the best. I mean, after I
No.
can't blame me.
You know
Support
what?
West
Smelling
Indies.
here, smelling a bandwagonist. That's what I smell from there. That's what I get from there. All right, we
Nah,
know.
you gotta leave the bandwagonist thing to be friend Timothy.
All right. You calling names. Lovely.
There's a big name here, Carl.
Big
A
name,
heavy name.
You understand, this man got the man says he's only support 3 teams in the CPL. And if you check, the CPL got 6 teams. Right? He can't lose.
Can't lose. It's win-win.
50%
So-
chance.
We had match 1 of the CPL, match 1 down. The Patriots coming on top in a low scoring match. And I ain't surprised, but the batting for Antigua, I don't know what to say. So we got Daw to discuss. We got Shamar Apple, century in the regional and the 17, and of course Warrior Nation. Warrior Nation comes alive tonight. One Warriors, never two.
Yes. But into it right away.
Yeah, so Shamar Apple, 123 from 144, 13 fours, and 3 huge sixes with a strike rate of 85. In an innings, what I think was very mature, and he showed great temperament as a batter. And this is what we're looking for in the Caribbean. My issue, however, with batters in the Caribbean generally is the consistency. We lack consistent right out from youth level straight to senior. We see somebody perform today, they look promising. We might probably get a score back in 5 games. So, in that match,
Edward is probably one of those, just like Shamar Apple, to keep an eye out at
Correct.
the youth level. And he is a captain for the Windward Islands, as well. So,
Yeah,
they're looking forward to more runs from Edward and Apple. But like you said, consistency is key here. Probably
Yeah,
the most consistent West Indies batsman we've had over the years, last couple of years, would be Shai Hope. But aside
Correct.
from him, you got to
Of
wait every
course,
5
of
innings,
course.
like you said, for a good score.
Yeah, so in that same innings, Tyler Venner for the 7 from 160 balls. Really digging. Played the
Spend time.
patience game, supporting Edwards, and the bowling for Guyana was impressive with Amsterdam taking 5 for 58 in his 14 overs, and Dave Marby and Richard Ramdial with 2 apiece. So in reply, Guyana forcing his 264 all out, 67 overs. Of course, Apple Century and Hetmeyer for the 3 and Richard Ramdial cut to 1 but nothing else to write home about. It was a disaster at the start. At one point, Guyana was probably like 3 down for in single digits still. So um, the bowling for Windward, Glasgow 3 for 45 from 12 overs, and Mitchell 3 for 41 from 7 overs. So 2 6 to 4 all out. I think if we had one more capable batter,
We do have
we could have
capable
probably put
batters.
up a
Yeah,
lead.
we have capable
We
batters.
do have capable batters, right? But you see that there was a difference in this game between Shamar and the others, you know. Nobody gave themselves a chance. And I think that's what he really did well. He gave himself a chance coming in at the situation. Like that was real maturity. You know, and if he could find a blueprint to churn out, like every game you ain't gonna turn up and score 100, is not Shubman Gill, right? But if he could follow this blueprint, right, you know, it would do a great lot for him. But
Yeah,
I
of
All right.
really,
course.
really, really love that for Apple. Apple is one of those youngsters who have been committed and dedicated to the game. He's so humble, you know. Just glad to see that even the work that he's putting in now, it could show, and not just locally, but at the regional level. So that shows you that there is potential there. It's only for him to just keep, elevating from now.
Yeah, and
Right.
the match ended in a draw, of course. Windward led by 17 runs before adding 6 to 7 with 2 wickets down, and Gabriel Jacobs taking that 2 wicket for Guyana. And of course, it all comes to an end 2-day cricket, and it ended in a draw. So, um, the talk of that match for me as a Guyanese is Shamar Apple, and I really like the shot selection. He selected his balls that he wanted to hit. He showed good defense in the longer format. This is what you want to see. And everybody looks for power game, and his power game was on point. So overall, he has a good temperament and has to be the best batter coming up in the country at the moment.
One of the best. We have a few other names there too, but
Yeah,
not
man. I was
taking
just
away
about to
from
say
him.
that.
Correct.
All
And
right, so
and
To
we
follow up
got
on that, I actually wanted to ask you guys, because of course, you guys being more in tune with the under 17 and the under 19 games going on. I think, from a psychological aspect of it, I've been very impressed with Adrian Hetmaya and his approach.
right.
yep,
Um, I know, of course, Apple being the number one prospect coming out of Guyana, but how far off do you think someone like Adrian is compared to him? And the amount of pressure he would have to deal with as a youngster, carrying that surname of Hetmaya, of
surname.
course, trying to live up to his uncle and those expectations. Just talk about how much that can weigh on a player.
All right, so let me take first jump on this one. I'm glad you brought up Adrian Hetimai because his innings too. Let's not take in, although he didn't get to 50, he made 43 from 83 deliveries. And really and truly, he and Apple brought back Guyana from
Correct.
the position that they were in, right? And listen, Adrian Hetimai has been around the scene for the last 2 years or so. If I'm not mistaken, he was called up for national team trials 2 years ago, right? I don't know if you guys remember that.
Correct.
And
Yep, that's
since
what his
then
name
he
first
had
surfaced. Yeah.
right. So since then he's fallen off form, somewhat. His consistency hasn't been there like before, like when he first started the scene. So um him coming back to make some runs now. I think that shows remarkable fortitude, and it was a responsible knock as well. So kudos to Adrian Hetimai, and I really hope to see much more of him with the bat in this tournament. And before I move on, well, before I end here, there are the two Ramdeols we have to look at. Both of them can bat, right? Romario Ramdeol, which is the captain, and Richard Ramdeol. So unfortunately, Romario didn't make anything much. He got out for two. But Richard was another one that partnered with Apple for, a solid partnership. He made 31 from 52. So
Yep.
those four names are the ones that I expect to, produce the goods. And then we got guys like Lamar Cicheran at the top. He's known for dominating the lower levels, like on the 15 when he was in on the 13. and Parmeshwaram and Emmanuel Lewis. So
Right.
we got quite a strength, well, a full strength batting lineup there. So
Correct.
it's just for them to, apply themselves, play their game, and produce the runs.
Correct. What I could I add to this as well with the names that you mentioned with Lamar and Emmanuel Lewis and the other guys as well, not taking away from the Ramdale brothers and Apple and Hetmeyer. These guys, as we would have mentioned, right, despite the dip in form or with even with Adrian Hetmeyer's consistency level, right, there is this hunger and this desire that is being shown time and time. Like even though they might not be getting it, the desire to just come back and try again harder and harder. And I think that is the determining factor that's gonna show in the long run. So we do have a lot to look forward for, especially with this under 17 team.
Yeah, so I look, the talent is always there, but we face this problem not only in Guyana, but we face it in the Caribbean from a holistic standpoint. And honestly, most of these talents will get lost somewhere between under 19 into senior cricket. Some of these faces we won't see back from under 17, and that's just the reality we face because we're not able to nurture the talent properly and bring them through the system because the system is however it is. I don't want to get into that. So, um, I don't know. Guyana is hopeful to win a under 17 tournament. The closest they ever got was in 2016. I don't know if I'm right. Michelangelo, he's the historian slash whatever we want to call it today. He's the senior man. Yeah, it was 2016 versus Trinidad in a rain affected game. Some might say that the rain is what really caused Guyana that much, but I don't know. That was at Queen's Park Oval. So yeah, promising signs, and I wish you guys all the best in the tournament going
Correct,
forward.
definitely. Bring it home, guys.
Yeah, so don't forget for our viewers, we're giving away 5,000 again today. I
Yeah,
know we weren't
Great job.
live yesterday, but we live today.
we
So
live.
drop your comments when we ask the question a bit later. So yeah,
Yep.
let me get straight into CPL. St. Kitts and Nevis versus
Yeah.
the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, Warner Park. St. Kitts
Yep.
win the toss, bold for us. Kareem Magur, 6-1 from top to 4. 8 4s, 2 6s at a strike rate of 179. And Fabian Allen is the only other notable batter with 12 from 10, and Shakib Anima chipping in with 11. So, um, Kareem Magur for me looked well. Is to play through the V in Warner Park on the onside. That he played that well and it proven. He played straight with the short boundaries because you have to target straight at St. Kitts. So a decent strike rate of 179. I can't really take too much away from him in that much situation. So
Really compared to all
Yeah.
the other batters
yeah.
on the
So
Falcons, really.
Only
um
three other players got into the double-digit scores, as a matter of fact.
yeah.
So he was
And
really
I think
playing his own innings.
it's definitely a nod to his technique and how sound he is at this level. I think a lot of players and you see that have of course the pinnacle like we always talk about with Shai Hope is he is the standard for a batsman in West Indies cricket. And these guys, their strength is playing in the V, playing down the ground, playing with the full face of the bat. And I think anytime you see young players come out and they have that approach, and those are the majority of the areas in which they score their runs, it bodes well for them in the adjustment period, going from different levels. So let's say on a 19 level to the CPL, and then from the CPL to West Indies, these players tend to translate a little better just because of that technique that they have and the strong areas that he has. I think he could be more so of a consistent player and what we're looking for. But credit to him, he played out of his skins.
Yeah, boy.
Correct, 100% agreed. The way in which he paced his innings too, was some of the shot selection, it was like real good. There wasn't much slugging and fetching, and as we say, keen cut in. So it was really nice to see. And Curry Magore is someone who's been around for a while, in and out performances. So now, I mean, it's the first match, right? But is the approach and the way he went about it. I mean, really looking forward for a big season from him. And this, especially given that start, the expectation bar is now very high. But given the scores and everything, you can't really expect better from the other team when you got Wakar Salam Keel coming from one end, sir. Like
Yeah.
19-year-old.
He actually took 4 for 22
Yeah,
at
havoc.
a 5.5 economy. So, and that spell included 12 dots. So he really strangled the opposition run scoring. And Fazal
Azal.
Haq Faruqi, your guy, he chipped in with 2 as well as Naseem Shah. So setting a target of 122 was always going to be a tough task to defend. And Atanez, I don't know how y'all see the innings, but Atanez looked well for his start of 7, with a 132 strike rate. Yeah, yeah, of course. We can't argue with that. At the end of the day, we want results. So,
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about the 11. First of all, I'm just glad that Lake Ram is not here, so I don't have to eat my words about the Falcon winner this game
No,
no matter
our
what.
boy is recovering. Our boy is recovering. We'll
Um,
ease him for today.
and but I mean, how you guys feel about the 11 that they put out there? I feel like they definitely missed a trick. With a couple of the batsmen that they started with. I think looking back and not giving the likes of Amir Jangu a go, as well as playing three left arm spinners in the middle, three left arm spinning all rounders in the middle. Almost a redundant approach in that sense with Fabian Allen, um, Imad Wazim, and Shakib Al Hassan. Maybe you could add a little bit more diversity in that middle, perhaps strengthen your batting going forward. And of course, Naveen Haq misses out. I think he would have been a sure book in that 11. But let me know your guys' opinion. I think they definitely missed the trick with this lineup.
Yeah, for me, they had too many all-rounders. They had 5 all-rounders in that team. Uh, I mean, but for balance sake, you need a couple of specialist batsmen, a couple of specialist bowlers, right? So
Right.
with all-rounders, you get in, while they might be good, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a specialist. So to have 5 all-rounders in your team, that
Yeah.
kind of throws it off. And if you watch the batting performance, right? It was very, very, very poor.
Pathetic. It was pathetic. That's the
Yeah,
best way you could describe it.
Terrible.
shot
Yeah.
selection was very, very, very terrible. And they need to find a sort of balance in their playing 11. And the players really and truly need to buckle up. So that's my take for them for that performance last night.
100%
Yeah,
agree
so
with what Michelangelo is saying, right? Because, I mean, regardless of the team that we put out, right, these guys are playing cricket at the elite level. This is the highest level. So I think that regardless of who misses out and who plays, that there should still be a level of thinking, a level of competition that's there, and that we did not see, especially with most of the dismissals. But first game, early days yet, so let's see how they could regroup and bounce back.
The thing that really
yeah,
ticked me
so
off was seeing Odie Smith walking out there. That really, that got under my skin, but
Right.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell anybody else.
I think so. They actually have Justin Greaves in that squad, right?
Yeah, they do. A West Indian
So
player.
they're just
yeah,
wasting Justin Greaves' body.
I
right.
mean,
So
You gotta remember
I would have
Justin
had
Greaves was
Justin
Daddy
Greaves there
Odin.
in front of Odin Smith any
that's easy.
day.
That's the easy slot.
Like, look at the merit of the man, the muscles, the approach on the field. It's not about.
We don't get to see him that long, boy, and he's only out there for 1-2 ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you see the shot last night? Oh my
And
God.
listen. Here's what happened. I had like a big Odin fan, right? But with Odin, it's either one or the two things, and I could live with a player like that. It's
Hey,
either you
leave
come and
Fisher
go
alone.
early, or you get a little something off something, and you make yourself look good, and you get the big bucks.
Yeah,
All right,
so
but
the St.
yeah,
Kitts
go
and
ahead,
Nevis
Sean.
Patriots lost a few wickets along the way, 4 wickets in fact, and looking at their batting man is shaky to spin. And I said that in the last episode, and I'll say it again. That batting lineup is shaky to spin, bro. 3 out of the 4 wickets going to the spinners, and the rack attack got 2. Yeah, some of you didn't want him in the
Same
11.
dismissal.
Same
Same
dismissal.
dismissal.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it was replicated in fact. So one of the things I noticed is that all of the spinners from both sides on the day bowl at an economy of under 7. So not a typical Warner pitch to begin with. We expect a little bounce early up, and later on the dew will take effect and the ball will skid on. So um Obed and Gazanfar, one each, and I don't really see any mystery about this guy.
Kazan
I
for
don't
All right,
know,
so
some
he
No, it's
comes
one
mystery.
he
bro,
comes
game.
like
Let him
he
be.
come
Let
he
him
come
be.
I
So there, it's one game.
he
Hold on, you
comes with
know them old people they say you got put the chicken like marinate. Hold on. He
Exactly,
marinate.
exactly.
Once he settled,
Allow Gazanfar to find his
give
legs
him
and his
time to cook.
approach. Come
Give
on,
him time
man.
to cook.
All
All
right,
right.
all right. Well, he was dragging the ball down steady, so
He was. He
maybe
was. He
Imad at
wasn't
the
helping
top.
his case last night. Yeah.
Yeah, my guy Imad at the top. Starts as good as usual. 5.3 economy. I'll take that. None for 16. So that was top stuff in the power play, and I would live with that. I want to see maybe talking about GPL. Talk about GPL
Take it now. I got it happen on your
yeah.
side of the hemisphere. Yeah.
Before I was rudely interrupted. Um, maybe I'd want to see Kyle. This is just far-fetched. I don't think it would happen because I've seen Kyle in most recent T20s, even in the GSL. He hasn't opened. He came either in 3 or 4, or even maybe later. I can't remember directly, but I think you get more out of Kyle when he's opening. How you
Told
feel
that
about that?
he's been playing for a couple tournaments now. Even in the MLC when he played for the Seattle Orcas, he's been slotted at 3, and he scored a lot of runs. In fact, he had a high score of 84. Um, 94, sorry, in that tournament, batting at number 3. So whether it's something that is a preference of his, or if it's something that maybe he thinks he can fit into Cricket West Indies' side better off that way, then I mean, like I said, and like you guys have mentioned, regardless of where you bat, really it depends on your approach and your ability to apply yourself in that aspect. But we've seen him do it for a while now, so I think he's, and to be fair, you're batting at 3. Sometimes you're in the first over, sometimes you're in the sixth over, so it couldn't be that
And you
much of a
playing in the
difference, I
West
think.
Indies team too, so understood. And
Yeah.
definitely agree on that point too as well. I think he's still finding himself and his role as where he's supposed to be, in this time of his career. But we still backing him to produce the goods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
so
tremendous talent.
any final thoughts on the first match? Michelangelo,
Yeah,
you could start me
yeah,
off with
man.
a
Um, well, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, they're on paper. They're a well balanced team and they got a lot of game changers there. But consistency is the thing that beats them, right? Andre Fletcher has been in good form on the regional level in some of the club cricket. I think he scored about 2 or 3 centuries in his last 6 T20 matches, if I'm not mistaken. And um, with the Meyer situation, right? I think they would be better off rotating Fletcher and Myers because Fletcher can bat at 5, 6, and he actually does a good job. He got good numbers at 5 and 6. And depending on which side they're facing, remember Fletcher is to put it mildly, Fletcher is limited against certain types of quality bowling. And I think Kyle Mayers may be able to, do a better job against certain bowlers in this tournament. So I think that's a position that the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots should look at.
so
So
something that I've noticed, well, I actually came across today while doing some research for this episode, is St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots haven't crossed more than one win in the past two seasons of the CPL. So 2023,
Right. Yeah.
2024, they only had
Yeah.
one win in both
Yeah.
One win.
editions.
Yeah.
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 They now have one win this season, so it shall remain.
Unbeaten team.
Yeah, so
After tonight, we'll see you after.
um, you know, we're looking to build our fan base and we have to keep the fans engaged, and this is how we intend to keep them engaged by asking a fan question every episode. Unfortunately, we didn't have a winner last night, but hopefully we can have somebody today. So the question is, which player scored a century for the Amazon Warriors in the 2023 edition of CPL? I'll go it over again. Which player scored a century for the Amazon Warriors in 2023 edition of the CPL? Drop it in the comments, and remember, in order to qualify, you must like and share Silly Point 592 podcast socials. So we're looking to engage. No, Viraj, please don't go research it now.
Okay. I saw somebody commented on the answer, but I don't know if they met the criteria in terms of subscribing and all that
We
to
will
all the
have we will have a look into it,
okay,
and we'll
okay.
reach out to that person very soon, very shortly. So
Very
Yeah, you
soon.
know.
um yeah, for the first match, our team is in action. Well, my team is in action tonight.
Yeah,
Um
unbiased approach. Very well, Sunil. Nice.
It's the
Yes.
Nice.
Warner Park, and some of the weather reports I've been seeing is that it won't be raining 60 some Hetties, but instead we would have hurricane passing through. Hopefully it isn't threatening to the game. We've had a bit of rain in Guyana. We usually feel it when it passes through the Caribbean. But looking at conditions from last night, it would still be slow because of some moist conditions right now. Looking from the Forest game, more than likely it would be the same deck. So because they have the rotation every two match or so. Well, from what I've observed. Um, yeah, I see fast bowlers being penetrative in this match by taking pace off the ball as they did last night. I think it was very effective. Having those cutters and those slow balls, back of the hand, knuckleball. So yeah, the spinners, of course, Guyana will come with a spin heavy attack. And we all know the names, but first and foremost, let's look at Guyana Amazon Warriors squad. So the new faces, he's not new. We got Jediah Blades, left arm fast, early wicket taker, very effective in the power play. We have
I like
our
him a lot.
local boy,
Yeah.
Quentin Sampson,
Mm.
of course,
Queenie Mon.
big hitter, and a bowler as well. So we have an all-rounder. He's actually the MVP in the Cares One
Yep.
Guyana
Yep.
T20 Bob
Big
last
up, big
this
up,
year.
big up, big up, Quinton.
He was
Correct.
fantastic
Correct.
in that tournament. And of course, in the draft, we picked up Glenn Phillips, who is unfortunately
Injured.
unavailable
Yeah.
because of injury. So I think that was a good buy, but his replacement is now Ben McDermott. And yeah,
Excellent pick up.
Excellent.
And I think he played for the Warriors prior to.
it got to be moons ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he did.
Yeah. Looking at him from before I go on to that, let me give you the other two names. Kemal Savory, the wicket keeper, and we all know who Kemal is. And Riyad Latif, young Riyad Latif, having the opportunity breakout league product, and Shamar Brooks. Why? I don't know. And
That's the same question we asked
experience.
yesterday when you mentioned Darren Bravo. Why? Why
So-
these old timers coming back? Why? Why?
Because of his brother.
Why?
So
If you
There,
was
done that,
DJ,
seen it.
if you was DJ Bravo, you would do a thing for your brother too, right? So I really
You know, I could do a thing for him as a coach and staff member. You
a
know.
coaching staff member, correct. I
Yeah.
hit me with
mean,
the
it's no
cold ones.
problem. But
Come on.
I have no idea what we doing with Shamar Brooks. Honestly, really, truly, like if it's making up numbers or so. No disrespect or anything to the player, but overall,
I to be
yeah,
fair, I think he's a far better player than Darren Bravo at this juncture in his career. Maybe they're looking at him as a backup in case, if someone goes down with an injury and that kind of thing. I can see him fitting in a role in that
yeah.
sense. But yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so first thing,
Knows what you're talking.
Shamar Brooks and Kelvin Anderson, right? They basically play the same position
Same,
in
yeah.
terms
Yes.
of batting.
Yeah,
And
I
there
agree.
is no way in hell that I would ever put Shamar Brooks in front of Kelvin Anderson right now. No
No,
way.
not
Yeah.
right now.
So I am really and truly waiting to see the starting 11 tonight.
I think the
And
question I really want to ask is, does Kimo Paul make the side?
But we'll get there. We'll get there. Slow down. Slow
All
down
As
right,
one
all
long
right,
at a
as,
sorry,
time.
sorry,
as
sorry.
long
So,
as if they are playing body, we bound to win.
no, I am convinced. I am very convinced that Warriors are specifically going after pensioners.
yeah. Mhm.
That's part of the
You can
It's
say
criteria.
that.
beginning to look a lot like CSK.
Yeah,
Ah,
big. That's the team. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Now you're
Yeah.
talking.
So, no disrespect. The latest news coming out from the camp is, well, I already touched on Ben McDermott replacing Phillips, and if the car replaces Hassan Khan,
Yeah,
every
well,
year is a
Iftikhar won't come in
surprise.
until after 3 years. So that's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
Yeah.
it was released, so I mentioned it.
Mhm.
So McDermott in the GSL, 119 runs, highest score of 48, with strike rate of 130. That's 4 matches. And Iftikhar Ahmed 130 with this highest score of 46 and a strike rate of 142. That's 5 matches. I honestly I'd put it in a bag and pull whoever name come out.
man, and
We play them.
if the car is like wine, the longer you left it, the better it gets. Right? So you give this guy some time, right, to cement himself in this tournament. He's gonna come good for us.
Yeah, you must be walking TGI. Um, so the regular faces, Hope in farm, of course, we touched on that. Hetmeyer and our good friend John Ramsing said something to us yesterday, and he said it will be the year for Shimron Hetmeyer. I don't know if TG is there, but if TG is there, Hetmeyer will perform.
Let's see.
Listen, I don't know
Let's
what
see.
crystal ball John are looking into there, but definitely the change over there. But yeah, I mean,
That man doesn't have a crystal ball. He
hedging
writes it.
hedging your bets on Hetty is you're setting yourself up there.
Risky
So
living.
yeah, all rounders. We have Moeen, we have Spin, we have
Mhm.
So
Chemo. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about Chemo. Like we in Guyana know Chemo to be a very promising cricketer, and it's unfortunate for him to get injured at the time he got injured, but he never really recovered from it. And this is not the Chemo we know as Guyanese, and I'm hoping that Chemo can prove to the world, not prove to the world, but shut people up. So people could stop asking if they're making the 11.
I need
Yes,
some
sir. Go
zips
ahead.
on. I need some zips. Give me some zips so I can shut up. Because honestly, he doesn't make my 11. And to be fair, the main issue with this Warriors team, we can talk about Kimo Paul how much you want. It's not really Kimo Paul. It's the opening stand, and they've had 9 different opening
Yeah,
partnerships the last season. 9.
nine.
So
And
that
if you
that's a
don't
big
go with the
question.
option of Ben McDermott, I think which I don't think they will. I don't think they played the Ben McDermott or Iftikhar. They probably go with Kevlin Anderson and Moeen Ali at the top of the order, like we saw, and Shai Hope started at 3. Knowing the approach that they've taken the last couple of seasons, I think that's probably what they're gonna go with.
Yeah.
Or they go with
We'll
Brooks
get
and Brooks and Shai
Oh,
over the top.
Michelangelo. Don't let
Um,
me start to them.
we'll
Oh,
get
man.
we'll get to that. We'll
Oh.
get to that. Um, of course, Romario Shepherd is back.
One Sheppy
Not a
done.
100%. Not 100%. I don't think he's 100%, but
Yeah.
let's see. He was
This guy
striking
got
in the
injured celebrating. That's how he got injured, right?
Celebrating.
Yeah. There got
uh,
to be something in these
yeah.
guys' contracts and clause to prevent them from celebrating at this point. But you
These things
get more
happen. These things
celebrating, bro.
happen. These things happen. But we know what Romario Shepherd is capable of when he's 100%. But I'm worried as well to given the injury and so if he would make the 11. But I think they have enough players to slot in for now. And then as the tournament progress, they can. He has to play. Sheppy got to play anything.
He has to play.
Yeah.
Plays a big role, yeah.
So, overall, guys, right? I must ask this question. How do you feel individually about this squad? Because for me, I look at this squad and as first and foremost, as a professional, this squad really isn't, it doesn't look like a championship winning squad. I can say that. Um, as a fan, I have no expectations. I just want to see the starting 11 that they put out there. And then from, the first couple of games, I'm going to give them a couple of games based on those performances. Then you guys will hear everything unfiltered, without bots from me.
I say something, right?
Got to have him
Saving
back.
himself. He's
He's
saving
song, right?
himself.
Yeah.
He sound like every Facebook commentator there is. What kind of team we pick? Who's this man? And then when they started, Warrior. Yeah, but every year, bro, every year, I just look at this squad and I was like, who's these people? But what I do is I just laid right. I just watch the first game, watch the second game, and then from the third game, I start letting you know. But this ain't making sense. I just gotta give everybody a chance.
Right.
So it's like when they first recruited Dwayne Pretorius, and everybody was like, so what happened to the other top name? But you gotta understand, this is the availability, this is the pool of players that
Right.
is available that they can select from within their budget or whatever be the case allocated. So um I see y'all edging. So we go straight to the predicted 11 for tonight. Do it in the
Oh,
batting order. If you want to go first, I could go first. But let me friend Bowen go first. Ain't good
no,
enough for today.
I don't have a predicted 11, right? Anybody know me?
What
No.
would be your 11?
As long as if they carry it. I'm kidding. But Kevlon Anderson, of course. Kevlon Anderson, of course, definitely gotta give the local boy a start at the top. And I would go with Muin Ali. Shy Hope to come three, followed by Shimron Hetmeyer. I don't think anybody else would have to bat after the given bowling lineup there. But if anything, we could probably slot in a few all-rounders after that. But for bowlers, basically Moti, Tahir, of course, Pretorius. And there was someone else I was looking and considering, but that is not for me to decide. Again, why I do not want a predicted 11, right? Is because it's so hard and there's so many questions, like you said. Every year Warriors just do this thing, but somehow we just end up making playoffs,
Get to
semifinal,
the final,
final.
yeah, right.
Yeah, like
Who's been
so.
neighbor?
Yeah, but I really don't have like a issue or so with the squad because, as I said, every year is same thing again. But somehow we have found ways to make players fit into certain roles, right, and adapt. And everyone contributes together, and I feel that camaraderie and that togetherness, understanding and executing what needs to be done, is what has brought us this far. I mean, we only win the first title of recent, but if we continue along that path, definitely shows where we could be. Like we could be like the Mumbai of the Caribbean. Watching a sort of
Seriously?
yeah,
Seriously?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was asking you who's we neighbors. These guys probably take a trip over to Suriname, deal up and then come back, play the cricket. You
Oh
never
no.
know.
Yeah,
Well,
Cause
listen. But no predictions for the starting 11. I
all
just
right, so let me put this out here, right? And when the next episode, you have to come and tell me, yeah, by your master. So I have this crazy thought, and it might sound crazy, but I think that they will try. I think that at some point, it might not be this game, but at some point, you will see Case Moti going out to face the
Yeah, yeah.
opening delivery.
Hundred
yeah, yeah.
percent. 100%. 100%. 100%. I think the only body that ain't gonna go up to face in this season might be Imran Tahir himself. I'm not confident in saying that. Everybody else is definitely gonna get a chance to stop with the other. That's the way that they play this game. Well, let me
Hashtag
give my
Moti
11
all
here,
around
guys,
there.
and then you guys tell me what you think.
Yeah, let me hear you. From the
Listen,
mouth of Chennai.
I gotta put this disclaimer out first. I am a Chemo Paul fan. I have nothing against Chemo Paul, but you're just not making this side, buddy. All right.
Mm.
My top order is gonna be Kevlin Anderson and Moin Ali, followed by Shea Hope. That's set. That is set. I think a majority of people can agree with that. Nobody's gonna change that. Along with Shimon at my at 4. Hassan Khan slots in for me immediately at number 5. I think he can bat anywhere in the middle order. He also bowls spin as well. And then from that point on, I have Dwayne Pretorius, Romario Shepard, Gudakesh Moti. These guys are all interchangeable. We know Moti has improved tremendously with the bat. He's at a
Yep.
point now where we consider him an all-rounder. And
Hashtag all around there.
the bowling, I'm going with Jediah Blades, Imran Tahir, and Shamar Joseph needs to play for this team. He needs to play for this team.
So before we go on into discussion now, remember we live on YouTube and I just read a comment and the comment says Chemo sitting down for feeling. Another one said trust the process is we here again and yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to grandfather? No grumpy in this squad?
No gramps. No gramps. The average age of this team too high. Gotta keep it down. But I think no. To answer Michael's question or his comment rather when he said, I don't ever think I look at a guy on Amazon Warriors team and say, yeah, boy, this team
This is a
ready.
power squad, right?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever in the history of watching CPL said that. But somehow, and this just goes to show team camaraderie and the
Correct.
chemistry, how much that plays a factor in these
Correct.
sports. Because we can look, you want to talk about neighbors? We can look at our flight away. I'm not talking about Suriname. I'm talking about what once used to be Red Steel, now Trinbago Knight Riders. I think every year we look at their squad and we say, these guys got this
Power,
guy, this guy,
power.
this guy, this guy, star power beyond comparison. And they haven't won the title with all the star power in the last 3 years. This
Correct.
recent cycle, with all the West Indies stars, there's been
Correct.
6
And
different winning
international
teams in the last
stars.
6 years.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
think I'm
but
setting up there.
Again, which says a lot to the planning and execution. We must shout out to the coaching staff and these guys that help out the players and give them the valuable information year after year, game after game, keeping them informed, And there's something that is consistently being spoken about right now of sticking to the plan. Yeah, you might have the plan, this might happen, but sticking to the plan. And I think that is what Guyana has been doing so well.
one of the things I had said in 2023, in 2023, my biggest celebration for the Guyana Amazon Warriors was it wasn't during when they won the title. Of course, I was excited, but at the coming down to the CPL train time, heading there to the beginning of CPL, there was an article that come out and said that the former manager, Omar Khan, has parted ways with Guyana Amazon Warriors. I know what I said. I looked myself in the mirror and I said, This is weird.
This is
With lights on.
no comments. No comments on that one.
Yo,
Yeah, so my no disrespect, Omar.
yo, this guy ain't about to with
Yeah,
typepad or nothing. Yo,
Nothing today. Going
he
out post.
look, I was hungry all day, and my wife bring me a two-piece, and I eat and I happy now. So we can talk through this whole afternoon.
nobody safe.
But
Nobody safe.
My
yeah,
predicted 11 is this is in the Bernardo. What I feel, by the way, Moinali, Anderson / Brooks. I'm gonna explain why Brooks just now. All and we get in there. Hope at 3, Hetty at 4, of course. Um, Uncle Iftikhar. Actually, he's 20, but looks like 50. Um, um, yeah, Kimo at 6, Moti at 7, Dwayne Pretorius, and Moti will interchange depending on the situation of the game. But I cannot disagree with Michelangelo when he said Moti might open. So yeah, I I don't see it. I won't say none. It's just Warriors their tactics because it one of the games against St. Kitts and Nevis, same Patriots line up. Kevin Sinclair opened the batting. Yeah, so is anything could happen. Um,
some Warriors.
All right. So I'm gonna chip in here and tell you how this thing, right? So it's as much as it is about the players on the field executing and performing, the people, the sports staff actually has a big role to play. And to be honest with you guys, we got one of the better persons in Leon Johnson
Mm.
in that setup, right? Who better than a serial
Right.
winner, actually, that
yeah.
knows how to manage his troops. Because if you look at the guy in the teams that have been dominating the 5-day competition over the last decade and change, we don't really have no big fight, no star power like Barbados or Trinidad and
Correct.
Tobago, right?
Right.
But we get things done. So, shout out to the backroom staff there, the guy in Amazon Warriors.
Yeah.
Leon, big up
Yeah.
yourself.
Uncle Lance leading the
Mhm.
front, and I see a lot of the players big up the analysts, the video analysts, and we know these days how important an analyst is in the team, in the backroom staff. So
So Prasanna,
yeah,
excellent guy.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I didn't get to finish my 11, but I got Blades. I want Blades to start in this match because I'm very fond of Blades and his left arm bowling. I actually think Nathan Edwards, if I had to pick a breakout play ahead of him, Nathan Edwards kind of have this sling action. I don't know if you guys ever watched him in action, but that slingy nature, like
Mhm.
Fidel Edwards,
Yeah.
if I want to give a
128
Caribbean
ball, yeah.
example. I don't know if they're related. Are they related? Nathan Edwards, Fidel
Not
Edwards?
too
I
sure.
don't, I
Not
don't,
too
I
sure.
don't think
Not
that's
too
how it
sure.
works,
I
you
don't
know.
think so.
Yeah, but Jediah Blades, because he got the exposure recently, I would give him a chance because Shep is not 100%, and it is the Forest game. And to be honest, Sink is going to get spin out. So let me just give Shep the rest and let him rise to the occasion in the later stages. I'm not saying play him too late,
So,
but as soon as he's 100% fit, get him in the team. And of course, the captain, Tahir and Shimar Joseph.
Left Jediah out and give the extra batter all rounder in Samson a run.
yeah, so I was just about
Yeah.
to make the point, right? So remember, guys, this year, each team has to feature one breakout. It's mandatory at a breakout league player is in the setup.
Mhm.
So uh, let's see how Jedi Blades if he's given the chance off the bat. Let's see how he performs, and you could be seeing a whole lot of him for the rest of the tournament based on his performance.
Correct.
And for me, left arm pacers in the West Indies is a rare commodity. Like quality left arm pacers, I might add. So, I'm really looking forward to Jedi Blades.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
here. I think he's had some exposure too, so he has some experience behind him now coming into the tournament. Like you said, we don't really have a premium set up with left arm fast bowlers coming through the rankings. So this is gonna be something new for a lot of batsmen, challenging them with a different angle. And yeah, we look forward to seeing what he brings to the table.
But if you take Shepard away, right, from the Amazon Warriors batting lineup, and you look at what's to come, like there isn't anything promising. Sheppy usually closes out the game. I mean, that first game for the Warriors against Falcons last year, it was a thrilling game coming down to the last ball, doing Pretorius hitting the winning runs. So without Sheppy taking it that far as he did in that match, and doing Pretorius closing it out, who really would have taken that role up?
Well, this is kind of why I'm surprised that it's not really unanimous amongst us why Hassan Khan is not in the 11.
No,
I
I
think
think
that's
I is he injured?
not
Hassan
that
Khan?
I'm aware of.
Not too sure.
I don't think so.
But I didn't hear anything about him being
Yeah, I
injured.
I
didn't hear
think he's
anything
viable
about
to
him.
play. And I think this is the sole reason they went out and they signed him. They had a void at that number 5 spot.
Correct.
And Hassan Khan, he's played in the CPL before. We've seen him play for the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots.
Right.
His hard hitting ability. I saw him tear apart Sunil Narayan. That was the first time
Yeah.
I witnessed it. I said, wow, this guy, he played for Pakistan under 19 before
Correct.
moving to the US. And that's how, he got integrated into the CPL and what's not. So I think he's gonna have a big role to play in that middle order. You're right, because when it comes to the finishing aspect of it, looking beyond Romario and Pretorius, we need a little bit more impetus in that middle order there. I think Hassan Khan is I think that's why he was picked up. He's gonna play a big role there.
Correct. I think Samson
Yeah.
also has the potential, to fill in
Yeah.
that slot. I mean, he has some experience now at the breakout league, and given what we've seen from him of recent, I think that there is a chance that, he could step up this year once given the opportunity.
Yeah, man, and I would be very happy for Samson to make it big at the CPL. We all know about his destructive power. And nothing is better than experience at the highest level.
Correct.
So this will be a very, very valuable outing for him, provided that he gets playing time. And I think he will.
Yeah. So parting words.
Predicting 11 set.
I throwing around this word potential a whole lot. And the sad thing, I'm not gonna call names, but some players go through their entire career being labeled as a potentially
Potential player.
great batsman, potentially great bowler, and it just never materializes. And
Yeah.
for some of our potentials in our squad, in Guyana Amazon Warriors squad, I really hope the potential comes through. It converts into excellence.
Just deliver
But
on it. Yeah. But there's
There's
something as well that we can also credit the Guyana Amazon Warriors team for. Like, we have taken some players and just make them into someone. Look, West Indies open up Brandon King. I mean, not a bad player or anything. He used to bring out performances regional, but got seasoned with us, and then look where he is today.
Saim
And
Ayub.
many others like Siam Ayub as well. Look where he is right now. So we just have a knack for just bringing players and improving them and working with that
Yeah, but
potential, helping them to see it.
you can't say that about Shamar Brooks and them kind of guys though, because
Oh,
they ship sailed a long time ago.
fellas.
To go with, just before we go, to tune in a little bit with what Bowen said there. Me and my friends talk about this all the time. I mean, the Guyana scouting department has to be probably the best scouting department in CPL.
yes.
When you think about even the guys that
Yes.
started from like Rashid Khans of the world before he made it big in world cricket, he was a part of this setup in Guyana.
Correct.
Henrik Klassen, of course, he was a little bit more established, but he still wasn't sought after in these big leagues, and he participated in the CPL with these.
So
There's at least 5 or 6 guys that you can name. I don't know how these guys went about their
Naveen
process and they
Olhak is
found
one of
it.
them as well. I
Who is
think
it?
Naveen as well.
Played
Yes,
with us. Yeah,
yes,
he had a
yep,
breakout season with
yep,
us.
yep, absolutely.
Correct. Well
So
said.
tremendous, keep up the
So
good work there.
time
Whoever's in charge of
again,
that, credit
right?
to them.
Yeah, correct. So time and time again, we continually to do this. So we could only look at the pattern and the habit of the team and just trust and believe that we're going to do the same this year with the combination of players that we have.
Yeah.
So
So I think is unanimous, but Warriors or Patriots?
English or Spanish?
Warriors or Patriots?
This is not questionable. Yeah.
All right, all right. Michelangelo, I know you's off start. You're going against the house.
nah, wait till see what happens. No expectations.
Wait till
He,
this go.
he can wait like the first 20 done now by they can't win.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna be posting commentary on Facebook later, so
Lovely.
I
You
know I'll
guys,
have
you
company,
guys
yeah.
don't think it's about time St. Kitts beat Guyana?
Bye-bye.
Thank you for viewing, fellas. We
Yeah,
thank our
yeah.
guests. Thanks for
Viewers,
tuning in.
subscribers, and
This is where the
listeners.
show must come to an end.
Hey, somebody got to play
Um,
devil's advocate on this show, buddy. Come on.
Yeah. Agreed. This is what Laker would have come in, but
No.
this your thing is what.
We actually have our friend Timothy. He's under the weather right now, like Lakram. We have Timothy, and he'll come on in a later episode. So he'll decide which one of his 3 teams he would represent and come on to the show.
Yeah,
So,
on the day.
Fair enough.
Thanks for the love we've been getting. We posted our first episode and we've got almost 3,000 views. We don't mind. We're now starting. We want to get it out there. It's a fun show. Making it. Yeah, so a lot of laughs. Serious cricket gap though. It can't go wrong. It's just like I tell you guys last week, we're missing some beers. But then yesterday, in fact, we're missing some beers, and hopefully Michelangelo got the first round this afternoon. So
Yeah.
take care, stay safe,
Friday.
and
So
join
just
us in the
before you
next
go, let me
episode.
just stick this in,
Yes.
right? So on the local side of things, if the weather holds up, there should be a resumption of Georgia Cricket Association
I think I saw it
matches.
called off,
We have
Yeah,
called
the
off.
I got
fixture
a
are set for
message.
this weekend, but
Yeah,
no
we
scholar.
had a lot of rain for the last couple of days.
There's actually an event with Precision Sports. I don't have
Right,
all the
Nadia.
details.
Nadia
They are
and
trying to
Korea.
take that, they're trying to take that game up the East Coast. They're trying to get a crown, but
NBA.
how,
Oh.
how the weather's looking, maybe cricket would be up this weekend. So we were looking forward to playing some cricket. One movement was to play El Dorado in a warm-up game, and yeah, because of the weather, it might be called off. There are some other cricketing matches set up by the GCA, and that too has called off. So it's just CPL. We got to watch right now, and I don't know watching the 100, but apparently the 100 is up there with the most entertaining T20 league. We will discuss that in another episode. I can't do that right now. I can't do that. I'm gonna say the commentary sound like AI generated.
Chat GPT all the way.
Anyway,
What's it,
thanks,
his name?
fellas. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm out.
Your subscribers, listeners, blessings, one love.
Welcome to City Point 592 podcast. No pads, no filters, just straight cricket gaff. Welcome to City